Hello, I'm Dr. Gareth Moore and this is day 21 of my solve of the Exit the Game Advent Calendar, the Intergalactic Race. And we'll start as always by having a look at the story for today. Right, oh my goodness, there's quite a bit of story. Yeah, quite a bit. Okay, fine. So it says, the tank is full to the brim with the finest cosmic homebrew fuel. You're on the move again, but the engine sputters and spits a lot and you start to spin more and more. I'd better make a little emergency landing over there, Claus decides. Then the machinery can cool down. Maybe I can make a few adjustments on the ground so that the engine can handle the new mixture better. He steers the spaceship towards the next planet as best he can. Through the window you see a glowing red landscape, volcanic hills as far as the eye can see. It seems to me that the place is extremely unsuitable for cooling off the machines, you say. Claus laughs dryly. You could be right. This is Etna Nar, the fire planet. We need to activate the heat protection shield as quickly as possible, or the spaceship will melt out from under us. Unfortunately, the 3 levers required for this have broken off. I carved replacement levers out of wood. They must be lying around somewhere. Find the levers, then go back to the cockpit and use them on the 3 green areas. In order to install them, you have to pre-drill each one. I have the perfect tool for that. And there's a picture of a pin being pushed through 3 green circles. Be careful of your fingers so you don't hurt yourself. After that, you should be able to insert the levers with a little force. Which suggests we're looking around the calendar for 3 green dots, because there would be no force required to push through this thin paper, but the calendar is reasonably thick cardboard. You look at him, perplexed. And what exactly will you be doing? Me? I urgently need to fortify myself before we fly on, answers Claus and brings out one of the last sausage rolls from Tom's revision bag. Tom had clearly been to Greg's. When you work, you should take off what needs to be taken off, he advises you with his mouth full. The heat is already starting to penetrate the walls. You're sweating like a pig here, so get out of those hot clothes. Sighing, you start to take off your clothes. Claus gestures with a sausage roll in his hands. Don't just throw everything on the floor, he shouts angrily. It's not a pigsty, and it's all neatly on the coat rack. He points seriously to a kind of warning sign on the wall. This reminds me there was a puzzle with sort of hanging clothes in a very early one of the exit calendars, maybe even the first one. I could not do it. Let's see what's on the back. I think there's more story to start with. Oh, maybe not really. A tiny bit. He's finally losing it, you think, but an argument is the last thing you need right now, so you follow his instructions. Right. Don't be mean. Keep it clean. And we have a scarf on a peg. Oh, there are pegs on the back of the calendar, I think. There's a pair of trousers. I mean, they don't look like that, but it made me think of them. And there's, I want to say really long gloves, or possibly chopped off arms, which is much less pleasant, so I'm going to go with gloves. Now, open door 21, behind which you will find 1 tool, a push pin, 3 strange items, levers, and 3 strange items, clothes. Okay, I'm getting fed up of doing the air quotes, but I do like the use of the word strange items, when they're not strange at all. Right, let's go have a look in the calendar. All right, so yesterday we discovered that door 21 was down the bottom here. So, we're very zoomed in there. Let's zoom out and have a look inside door 21. Right, we're expecting all of those strange things. 3 clothes. What were the clothes again? A scarf, trousers. I don't see trousers. And gloves. Well, here's the gloves, and they are mostly gloves. This is clearly the scarf, and then I'm going to guess this is trousers. They're hung very strangely, but they're trousers, I guess. And they push out, don't they? I mean, I say don't they, you've got no way really of confirming, but yes, they push out, I'm saying. They've got holes, and look, the holes are going to go on the pegs. All right. And then, oh my goodness, that's more than I was expecting. So there's a pin for pushing through, and then those 3 pegs there they're the strange items, levers. Well, I have to say, this looks fun. All right, so, I mean, initially I can see there's a green dot. Oh, my calendar's got stuck. Initially I can see there's a green dot here, but it's a planet. Maybe that's not what we're looking for. So I feel that the first thing we're doing is looking for these green dots. And, well, I mean, ultimately we are looking for a 3-digit number to put into our code strip to work out what our next door is, although I can confidently say it's going to be that one, that one, that one, or... No, that's it. Just one of those. Although, you never know, there have been hidden doors elsewhere on these calendars before. But where are the green dots? Well, I think on the back of the calendar. Let's have a look there first, because when it referred to hanging up clothes, it immediately made me think of these pegs here. Well, first of all, let's actually, oh, hello. Let's actually push out these clothes, which are blank on the back. I'm guessing we don't need the thing they push out of. And what's special about the shape of them? I mean, it could be it's sort of 4, couldn't it? And I'm guessing the fact that these trousers are such an odd arrangement is not a coincidence. It's because they're going to make a number in one way or another. I'm going to discard this. And yes, these are pretty substantial pegs. I mean, if I look here, let's get that out of the way too, then they are not small things at all. Why do they need to be so big? I mean, do they go through the entire height of this? Just move that pin out of the way. But do they go through the entire height of the calendar? Yes, they do, look. So this is the side of the calendar here, and here's a peg. And as you can see, it's the full width of the calendar. So I think we are going all the way through the calendar. Well, we haven't had a look inside the room yet. So perhaps before I start continuing to be mystified, we should actually do that. So let's look in here. All right, well, first impressions are that it isn't going to help me. It's just a fiery landscape. Yeah. I mean, I don't see anything that acts directly as a clue in here. If we are pushing all the way through the calendar, and I feel that given the height of these pegs we are, then I have to say, why? And so the only reason I can think you would push all the way through would be because there's a feature on one side of the calendar that needs to be lined up with a feature on the other side, and you have no hope of doing that. Somebody, actually quite a few people, pointed out on a previous day, a couple of days ago, where I was trying to work out whether the front and back of the flat were connected. I could have just shone a light through, which was probably the intent. I mean, surely the intent of the puzzle with the stars, and I didn't think of that. And I wish I had, because that would have been rather fun, wouldn't it? But where are these? Assuming I am looking for actual green dots that I then stick this in, and then once I've made a hole, push the wooden pegs through, where are those actual green dots? I don't see them. I don't think they're on the lid, because I think the point, as I say, is to push all the way through, but you never know. I will have a look anyway. I also feel if there was something to look, oh, I'm going to throw that pin away. If there was something that looked like these green dots, I would have seen them, and I am assuming that we are looking for actual green dots. Maybe they're very small, because that's the size of the pin here. The pin is pretty much the same size as this pin. Ouch, stuck it in myself. In terms of the width, yeah, assuming it's to scale-ish, then we're looking for things pretty much exactly that size. But where are they? I feel that I've worked out they're either on the front or the back of the main bit of the calendar. So let's go to look at the back again. Is there somewhere that I should be looking? I mean, I can also start popping out the sides and things, although it hasn't told me to do so, and I feel that that isn't going to be helpful anyway. So I assume we're pushing through, and then once we've got some alignment, we're then going to see something on the other side. But I could be wrong. Perhaps we're looking for things inside rooms that we've already opened. But again, did it give us a clue for that? What did it actually say? Cooling off is written in capitals, but it's written things in capitals on previous days, and it hasn't been relevant. We need to activate the heat protection shield, so that could just be story, nothing to do with actual, seeing something heated. But maybe it means we're pushing through the back of the room with the volcano, but I don't really know why. Or perhaps it means we've got a picture of the spaceship we're pushing through. There is a spaceship on the back here, but it's got no area specifically that I feel I should be pushing through. So I carved replacement levers out of wood. Find the levers, go, oh here, this is in bold, I didn't see it was in bold. Go back to the cockpit. Oh. Do we have a room that was a cockpit? I'm solving 4 advent calendars this advent, and I don't fully remember the details of all previous rooms. So I think this go back to the cockpit is the key bit. Now, there was a day when we had this as a cockpit, and we put it on top of a piece of paper, but I think the piece of paper wasn't connected directly to the calendar. And I don't think we're pushing through, here. And even if we were, I don't see how that would be helping. So I am going to go look at previous doors and see if we can find a cockpit. Well, hang on, just see if there's anything else important here. No, I assume this is giving an order in for reading off whatever it is we're ultimately reading off. Okay, back to the front. And was there a day with a cockpit? No, that's not a cockpit, is it? Well, it's not yesterday. Oh, is that a cockpit? No. Do you know what? I'm going to use my other camera for this. So, I think it was early on. So day 18 is looking out of the spaceship, but that's no help. There was an early day when we actually did have a cockpit. It's not this day. No. 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 Oh, those aren't open. 10. No. 7. No. 2. Yes. Ah, we have found the circles. They are in day 2. All right, so we're going to push pins through those. Excellent. I still don't see why we have the full height. All right, so I push the pin through here. And if I push through hard enough, does it come out the back of the calendar? Yes, it does. Let's just have a look at that. Oh, so look, it has actually come out on the clothes pegs. I don't know if you can see that, but it's here. So that's actually rather sweet. The clothes are going on the clothes pegs. All right, well, let's make these 3 holes first. I'm not sure I need the whole height of the calendar in the end. But there we go. And then where's the next hole? Well, it's not a hole yet. Proto hole. Here, push it through the middle of this. You can't see because obviously my hand is in the way, but I don't think there's much I can do about that. And it has come out the back. I'll show you in a moment. And then the other one is here. All right. So yeah, that bold text, find the cockpit again, which I didn't notice was bold, as I say, is the key, clearly. So we've made 3 holes on the back of the calendar. And I guess the height here is for stability. So there's my 3 holes. I mean, I assume they're reasonably well lined up with where they're meant to be. And I push the pegs through, right? Oh, there's one. I mean, I realise I need to put the clothing on them first, I suppose. But I just thought I'd see whether I could push them through at all before I'd experiment with that. That one's a lot harder. Oh, there we go. We've done it. And then here. All right, so I've made 3 peg holes. Now, what were the 3 pegged peg holes? Yes, I hand the clothes. So I guess we just put them on the pegs from left to right in that order. Is there any more instruction? You should be able to insert the levers with a little force. I think that's a fair comment. Don't just throw the clothes on the floor, hand them up. He points to a warning sign. I didn't see the warning sign, but anyway, let's try putting the clothes up in this order. So, this is the scarf. Let's put it on the left. Oh, look, it's pointing at the number 1. I thought we were going to see, you know, them forming the shapes of things, but no, they're pointing at the numbers on the decoder strip. Okay, fine. And the pair of trousers goes in the middle, and now I see why it has to be so narrow. And it points at exactly between the 5 and 6, which is super helpful. It's going to be one of those 2 anyway, I guess. And then this one here points at, it's going to be the 6 on the yellow. All right, so if I hand this down as vertically as I can, I think it points at the 6. So I think we have 1, 6, 6. And look at our clothes hung up. Isn't that neat? Yeah, as Claude says, don't be a slob. Or what was he actually said? It's not a pigsty. Well, there we go. Yeah, so I think 1, 6, 6. Right. Well, that's a lovely puzzle. 1, 6, 6. And let's turn it over and see if this actually works. I'm going to take these out, because otherwise I'm not going to sit flat on my desk. All right, so we're starting here on door 21. And then let's have a look. We are going upright to the door we previously labelled 6. And then we're going up again to the door we labelled 13. And we're going up left to this unlabelled door. And that is a very good start. And we have, hopefully, triangle, triangle, Y. We've done it. We have found where door 22 is. What a lovely puzzle that was. And I've got 3 entirely useful wooden pegs for future use. Great. Well, there we go. That was fun. I really enjoyed that. I'd love to know how you got on, if you got the calendar yourself. I think obviously the secret is those bold words in the instruction book and realising to go back and just find the circles. And I guess anyone, given enough time, will eventually open the other doors and the ones they have already used and find those green circles. And it was from far enough back in time in the calendar that you're not really likely to remember you saw those green circles then. I mean, at least I certainly didn't. Well, there we go. If you enjoyed that, do join me in tomorrow's video, and also you might enjoy my other advent calendars. And although we're getting perilously close to Christmas, still time maybe to have a look at some puzzle books, maybe for yourself or someone else. There's all sorts of things on my website. There's books where you follow through a story. There's books of individual puzzles of the same type or of mixed types. There's Sudoku, there's word searches, there's crosswords, there's lots of other types of puzzles you may not even have heard of. And they're great for the whole family because I've got loads of children's books, loads of adult books, and loads of things that will be suitable for everyone, including an official Cluedo puzzle book this year. But anyway, either way, until I see you in one of my books or one of my videos or in tomorrow's video, then all that remains is for me to say take care and goodbye.